Hey there, I'm Brenda, and I'm 37 years old. All right, so here's the deal. I met this guy named Corey, and he seemed like a strong-willed, opinionated person just like me. I thought we'd be a great match, both standing up for what we believed in. But man, was I wrong. After we got hitched, I started seeing his true colors. Turns out Corey was one of those toxic alpha male types who thought women were somehow beneath them. It was such a letdown, I can't even tell you. I tried talking to him about it, hoping he'd change his views, but no dice. He just wouldn't budge. It was like arguing with a brick wall, frustrating as heck. Now you might wonder why I didn't just leave him right then and there. Well, to be honest, I was embarrassed to divorce so soon after getting married. I didn't want to deal with the judging eyes and the lack of sympathy because I knew people would be like, "That's your fault for choosing him." Prophetic, I know, but it was a real fear of mine. Plus, I really thought maybe things would get better over time. Big mistake. So many years passed, and I just learned to ignore his misogynistic rants and attitudes. I mean, it was the only way to keep my sanity intact, but it was tough, He wanted me to be all traditional, doing all the housework while he got to be lazy and not contribute anything to the household. And to get this, he even went to strip clubs. When I told him how uncomfortable it made me feel, he brushed it off, saying I was being insecure. Talk about double standards. Whenever I mentioned divorce, he'd pull this guilt trip on me. He'd say he didn't believe in divorce, that it would bring shame to our families, and it was such an untraditional and sinful thing to do. Total emotional manipulation. I never believed in divorce, Brenda. It's a shameful thing to do. Well, it's also a shame to stay in a loveless and toxic marriage just because of some outdated notion of what's right. I deserve to be happy. Oh, so now it's all about your happiness, huh? What about the kids, our families? You're so selfish, talking about your happiness like you're the only one that matters. Yes, Corey, it's about my happiness, my well-being, and my life. And if you can't respect that, then maybe we need to seriously think about our future together. You're selfish, you know that. We can't get divorced. End of discussion. All right, so here's the thing. Corey, with all his toxic traditional beliefs, still expected me to work and contribute financially. I mean, if he wanted me to be all traditional, shouldn't I be a stay-at-home wife, right? We'd argue about this all the time. I'd complain, trying to reason with him, but again, it was like talking to a brick wall. He'd shut me down and say I needed to pull my weight. Classic double standards, I tell you. Why do I have to work? I thought you wanted a traditional wife who stays at home. Oh, come on, Brenda, you can't just sit around all day. You need to contribute to the household too. But that's not what you said when we got married. You were all about traditional values, and now you want me to work. Well, things change, Brenda. I can't be the sole provider all the time. Besides, you're capable of working. Capable. Of course I am. But it's the principle of it. You can't pick and choose which traditional values suit you and ignore the rest. Oh, so now you're an expert on traditional values, huh? Don't act like you're so righteous. I'm not trying to be righteous, Corey. I just want us to be on the same page and respect each other's choices. Respect. You want respect, but you don't even respect my opinion on this matter. Your opinion is based on double standards. You want me to be all traditional, but you're not willing to uphold your end of the bargain. Look, I'm the man, and I need you to support me in providing for the family. It's how things should be. No, Corey, it's not. It's not about being a man or a woman. It's about being equal partners in this marriage. It sounds like you're recounting a conversation that's been pretty intense. Here's a formatted version for easier reading. I can't be happy if I'm constantly stifled and restricted by your outdated beliefs. You're just making excuses. You're not willing to be a proper wife. A proper wife? Is that what you really think of me? That's not love, Corey. Love should lift us up, not tear us down. To keep the peace and maybe to save my sanity, I eventually stopped complaining, and his toxic antics had worn me down. I felt defeated, so I just focused on my work to find some sort of escape from his grasp. Funnily enough, when I worked, I felt free. It was like a breath of fresh air away from him. You know what? I worked my butt off, and eventually, without even expecting it, I got this huge promotion, a bigger salary, and even a bonus. I was thriving, and everyone in my circle was thrilled for me. Everyone except Corey, of course. He had the audacity to say it was untraditional for a wife to make more money than her husband. Like, really? He resented me for my success, trying to make me feel small and guilty about it. What a loser. That's when I started to realize that this wasn't a partnership at all. It was a power struggle, and Corey couldn't handle a strong, independent woman. Brenda, I can't believe you got that promotion, making more money than me now, huh? It's not about making more money than you, Corey. I worked hard for this promotion, and I'm proud of it. Why aren't you happy for me? It's not like I did it to spite you. Yeah, but it's not right. The husband should be the one bringing in the most money. That's an old-fashioned way of thinking, Corey. We should be supporting each other's successes, not trying to compete with each other. Well, it's not right for a wife to be the breadwinner. It emasculates me. Emasculates you? That's not my problem, Corey. I'm not going to hold back my career just to stroke your ego. Of course not. You always put yourself first. No, I put our family first, and that includes working hard to provide for us, just like what you wanted. I can't believe you would choose your career over me. It's not about choosing one over the other, Corey. It's about finding a balance and supporting each other's goals. I don't need your support. I can take care of myself. But I want us to be a team, Corey. I want us to work together and build a life together. Well, I don't need you to take care of me. I'm a man. I can handle things on my own. Oh, Corey, it's not about taking care of you. It's about being partners in this marriage. I want us to be equals. Equals, right? Can't you see how much this means to me? I want us to be happy together, but we can't do that if you're always trying to hold me back. It's just rude and disrespectful for you to do that. Okay then, since you feel so disrespected, then let's get a divorce. We're clearly tired of each other. How many times do I need to tell you? I don't believe in divorce. You know what? I can't deal with you right now. I have to go. In his fit of jealousy, he actually left and went to live with his mom for 2 whole months. And you know what? I was actually happy during that time. Peace and quiet at last, away from his negativity and constant criticism. During those 2 months, I did some serious soul-searching. I realized I didn't need a toxic man like Corey in my life. I had achieved so much on my own, and I was finally proud of who I'd become. When he returned home after those 2 months, he was in for a total surprise. He found a happy, confident, badass, and accomplished version of me. I mean, I looked way better, dressed way better, had more success in my career, and was growing by the week. And being the loser he was, he just couldn't handle it. He started yelling at me, trying to put me back in my place. But this time, I had enough. I shouted back at him, calling him weak and pathetic. I wasn't going to be torn down by him anymore. Look at you, all dressed up and acting like you're some big shot. You think you're better than me now. I don't think I'm better than anyone, Corey. I've worked hard to get where I am, and I'm proud of my accomplishments. Oh, I can see that. You're so proud of yourself, making all that money and acting like you don't even need me. I never said I don't need you, Corey. I need a partner who supports and respects me, not someone who constantly tries to tear me down. Oh, poor Brenda, always the victim, right? You're so weak. You want to talk about weak? You're the one who couldn't handle the fact that I'm successful. You ran away to your mommy because you couldn't stand to see me thriving without you. I needed some space to think, okay? You're always pushing me and trying to change me, and you're always trying to hold me back with your toxic beliefs. I don't need that negativity in my life. Toxic beliefs? You're the one who's changed. You used to be so sweet and caring, and now you're just a heartless, emasculating career woman. No, Corey, I'm not heartless. I just won't let you or anyone else define me. I found my voice, and I won't let you silence it. You're so full of yourself now. It's disgusting. No, Corey, what's disgusting is your attitude. You can't stand the fact that I'm not willing to put up with your toxic behavior anymore. Fine, be that way. See if I care. I care about my own happiness and well-being, Corey. I don't care if you're mad at that, and I won't let you drag me down with your negativity. You know, you used to need me. Now you're just acting like you're better off without me. Maybe I am better off without you. I deserve someone who supports and uplifts me, not someone who tries to put me back in my place. You'll regret this, Brenda. You'll see. I have no regrets. I'm taking control of my life and my happiness. At that moment, I felt a sense of strength I hadn't known before. I was no longer willing to dim my light for his sake. It was time to break free from his toxic grip and embrace my true self. As the days went by, the tension in the house remained fixed. Corey's return didn't ease the strain between us. He chose to sleep on the couch, probably expecting me to come running to him, consoling and coddling him back into our bed. But I had grown tired of his childish antics, and I wasn't going to play that game anymore. For the first time in our relationship, I decided to stand my ground. We barely spoke to each other for a week, and during this time, I remained steadfast in my decision. Normally, I would be the one to approach Corey after a fight, trying to smooth things over. But not this time, not anymore. I knew I deserved better than his toxic behavior, and I wasn't going to back down. Eventually, Corey must have realized that his usual tactics weren't going to work this time. He approached me cautiously, finding me in the bedroom packing my bags for an upcoming business trip. He started shouting, assuming I was leaving him. "What do you think you're doing, Brenda? Are you seriously leaving me? You're insane, you know that. You're selfish and you're—" "Calm down, Corey. I'm not leaving you. I have a business trip, and I'll be back in a few days." "Oh, well, why didn't you tell me about it before? We haven't spoken all week, Corey." It didn't even cross my mind to mention it. "Look, I'm not in the mood to fight right now, but we need to talk about all this traditional stuff. I've been thinking, and I know I've been wrong. I want to change some things." I was taken aback by Corey's words. It was the first time I had heard him acknowledge his toxic behavior and express a desire to change. A glimmer of hope flickered inside me, but I was cautious. Change is good, but actions speak louder than words. "I know, babe. I want to do things your way now." I really couldn't believe my ears. It was as if angels were singing. This is what I needed to hear all along. "You mean that, babe? Are you willing to listen to me?" "Yeah, I mean it. None of that traditional stuff. We're going to do it how you like it." My hope was going up, and I was starting to believe Corey might change. But that hope was dashed when he dropped a bomb on me. "And since you don't like traditional values, considering you're the big earner now, I think you should pay me a monthly salary as the husband." And just like that, all this newfound hope I had was gone in a second. Wait, what? Are you serious? Yeah, dead serious. Add $1,500 extra on top of my work salary, or else we'll get that divorce you've been wanting so badly. I couldn't believe my ears. It was like he lost his mind or something. Did you hit your head or what? Why would I pay you a salary? This is ridiculous. Nah, it's just fair. You're all about equality and making a bank, so what's the problem? I was furious and let it all out. This has nothing to do with equality. You're trying to control me with money, and I won't put up with it. Corey smirked, thinking he had me where he wanted. You're nuts if you think I'll ever give you money like that. Did you ever pay me a salary when you were the one making more money? No, you didn't. I supported you without asking for anything in return. Now you're demanding money from me. You're literally insane. It's different now. I deserve compensation for all I do. No way. It's about respect and being partners. I don't owe you a cent just because I make more. Oh, look at Brenda being all selfish as usual. This sounds like a double standard. You're not entitled to any. I won't be tricked into giving you money, Brenda. I think I've made my stance very clear. I'll be expecting that extra $1,500. But let me not disturb your packing. We'll discuss this after you return from your business trip. And then it hit me. Why was I trying to water dead flowers before? He tried to turn around and leave like he accomplished something. I said, good luck with that, because I'm never returning. Corey looked stunned as I continued to unleash all my pent-up frustrations on him. You have some nerve, you know that? Making those ridiculous demands as if I'm not already ready to leave you. As if I haven't been making this demand since ages ago. I reminded him of all the crap he put me through over the years. He used to manipulate me, but not anymore. I was done with his toxic behavior. I'm glad you seem okay with divorce now, because that's exactly what we should do. I saw how desperate he was getting, but I wasn't falling for his act anymore. He had no control over me now. I didn't mean what I said. We shouldn't get divorced. You know I'd never mean that. But his words held no weight anymore. I could see through his lies. Corey's facade began to crumble as he realized he was losing this battle. Please, Brenda, I'm sorry. Don't leave me. I'll be nothing without you. I wasn't buying his crocodile tears. It was time to twist the knife a little deeper. You think you can manipulate me with your tears? Pathetic. You're just as weak as your bedroom skills. I saw the shock in his eyes as he heard me completely destroy his manhood. It shattered him completely. Brenda, oh my God. I'm so sorry, Brenda. But I wasn't falling for it. Not this time. Save your apologies for someone who cares. I'm done with you for good this time. I'll draft up the divorce papers soon, and movers will come to take my things while I'm away. Now get the hell out while I pack. He left the room feeling broken and defeated. I finally felt free from his toxic grip. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but I was determined to move on with my life and never look back. While I was on my business trip, I had my friends and a moving company take my stuff from the house as planned. When they reported back, they said Corey looked like a complete wreck, disheveled and looking like crap. It seemed like he wasn't sleeping or eating properly. Good. My friends also told me that Corey asked them to tell me that he loved and missed me and wanted me back, but I knew better than to fall for his manipulative tactics. This time, I wasn't going to be swayed by his empty words. Whenever I posted about my business trip, showing that I was having a grand old time, he would leave comments about how sorry he was and how much he missed me. But I saw right through them and deleted them ASAP. It was all just an attempt to guilt-trip me into coming back to him. So when all my stuff was finally out of the house, Corey had this massive breakdown. I heard he wasn't even going to work and ended up in a psychiatric hospital. It was sad, but honestly, I couldn't let his mess affect my decision to move on with my life. I knew I did the right thing by leaving him. I needed someone who treated me with respect and supported my goals, not some guy trying to drag me down. After the trip, I focused on getting my life back on track and finding happiness on my own terms. Thank goodness for my supportive friends who had my back during this crazy time. Therapy was a game changer too. I needed to work through all that emotional baggage from my messed up marriage and build up my self-esteem. As time passed, I noticed that Corey's attempts to reach out to me were slowly dying down. It was like he finally got the memo that I wasn't coming back. Good riddance, really. I stayed strong and kept my focus on my own growth and happiness. It was time to embrace my newfound freedom and start doing all the things I'd been putting off while stuck with Corey. I got back to my hobbies, traveled more, and even took a shot at a new business venture. It was liberating to finally break free from his toxic grip. The divorce was finalized, and man, that brought a huge sigh of relief. I was done with that painful chapter in my life and ready to move forward. And you know what? Life had a funny way of surprising me. Out of the blue, I met someone new, someone who saw the real me and loved me for it. No strings attached. He respected my independence and cheered me on to chase my dreams. Being with him felt like a breath of fresh air after being suffocated by Corey. With time, it became crystal clear that leaving Corey was the best decision I ever made. I finally found genuine happiness and a sense of self-worth that I never knew existed. Those toxic beliefs and manipulative games of his? Not my problem anymore. I shook it all off and moved on to bigger and better things.